We'll just sing this one. I am whole, I am complete. I am whole, I am complete. From my head to my feet. I am love, I am healthy, I am whole. I am whole, I am complete. From my head to my feet. I am light, I am joy, I am whole. I am whole, I am complete. From my head to my feet. I am peace, I am health, I am whole. I am light, I am joy, I am whole. I am love, I am healthy, I am whole.
Friends, if it's comfortable, I want to invite you to wiggle around in your seat and just get a little more comfortable, and then close your eyes and relax into your breath. Just become aware of a gentle inhalation and a gentle exhalation. Just a little more still, a little more relaxed into this moment. We relax, just breathing and becoming aware of that place in consciousness where Spirit is breathing us, the Holy Spirit is breathing us now. I am love, I am joy, I am health, I am whole. These things we know in this still, quiet place in consciousness. You know, there's so many distractions here in the manifest world. There's so many distractions of thoughts that pull us away from this truth. And so our practice is to come here to the stillness, to commune with the Holy Spirit and know I am love, I am joy, I am health, I am whole. I am whole. There is nothing missing inside us. Everything exists here in potential, and so we pause and simply breathe in the stillness and in the silence. We breathe into the oneness that is the truth of who we are. My thoughts, words, and actions affirm wholeness. My thoughts, words, and actions affirm wholeness. Wholeness for myself, wholeness for each person I meet. The fullness of spirit is here. We are light. We are love. We are joy. We are health. We are wholeness in expression when we live from the truth of who we are. Knowing this potential exists, we can simply breathe in any moment and find stillness and affirm with thought, actions, words, and deeds, I am whole. I am whole. And now, as you are ready, I invite you to bring this stillness forward, this truth of oneness into your consciousness, into this manifest experience, knowing I am love, I am joy, I am health, I am whole, I am love, I am light, I am joy, I am health, I am whole. And as we have spoken, so it is, and so we let it be.
Let us sing again. I am whole. I am whole. I am complete. From my head to my feet. I am love. I am healthy. I am whole. I am whole. I am complete. From my head to my feet. I am light. I am joy. I am whole. I am whole. I am complete. From my head to my feet. I am peace. I am health. I am whole. I am light. I am joy. I am whole. I am love. I am healthy. I am whole. And let us sing this song, The Healing Chant by Karen Drucker, as we prepare to receive Rev Todd's message. Joy fills every cell in my body. Every cell is alive with love. I relax into the healing process. I allow spirit to do what it does.
Again, everyone. For those of you that are online, there are more people here now in person, and there are more people online now as well. And we're delighted you're with us. If you don't know me online, I think I know everybody else here in the sanctuary, but I'm Reverend Todd. And I think everyone here knows that I was away this past week. I was at the Unity Ministers of the Mid-Atlantic States Conference. You know how you have those things? I think I've talked to y'all some about, that idea of an iceberg, and, you can only see so much of the iceberg on top of the water. And it's kind of like the forgiveness work, and we chisel away at what's on top of the water, and then we take a trip and something else melts, and then that whole thing flips over, and suddenly there's all this. I thought that I'd forgiven that, in myself. And the thing that came up this week that, go with me, if you will, to I don't even remember what years I was in. 5th grade. I can't remember Katie's name right now, but I can remember the 5th grade. Y'all have those moments? So the 5th grade, in 5th grade, we elected a class president. You remember those days? I lost by 1 vote. Nobody loves me. Nobody wants me. You ever written one of those stories in your head that clearly is ridiculous? And in full disclosure, and apologies to anyone from UMass that's watching this online, but one of the things that came up for me as I went to this conference, because I think y'all know that I am the president of the Unity Ministers of the Mid-Atlantic States. And one of the things that came up for me when I went to this conference is this mine to do? Have I been called to do this, or was this just easy? I wanted to be the 5th grade president, but does the 5th grade president really get to do anything? You're just studying civics. But my feelings got hurt, and now somebody wants me to do this, and I'm like, do I want to do this? Do I have the skills? Well, in theory, we just sang. We are already whole. There is nothing missing. We have everything in consciousness, in potential, to do that which we are called to do. But in order to access all of that is available in potential, we have to awaken. We must awaken. Essential awakening. Congratulations, you have just started a 7-week series based on In the Flow of Life, Essential Awakening. We must awaken to the truth of who we are. This is, I love this. I came across this. There's a book, 7 Signs You Are Awakening Spiritually, by Patrick Paul Garlinger. Spiritual awakenings come in many forms. Some are subtle, like the gentle rising as the light grows in intensity outside, chasing away the darkness. Others are dramatic, like a thunderclap jolting you out with deep slumber. There are the ways your soul is trying to pry open your mind so that you can shed certain ways of seeing the world and expand your consciousness. The universe conspires to bring you experiences so that you can start to see reality differently. It's also important to remember that awakenings are not singular events. They can unfold over time. And the new ones can emerge even after you already believe that you are awake. Isn't that a rub when you think, I have arrived? And then the universe sends you something new. They send you something new. Really? Oh, you think you've healed this? I love that the universe has a sense of humor. I know that the universe must have a sense of humor because I have a sense of humor. The universe is hilarious because I am occasionally hilarious. Thank goodness. I think I told you, I heard a comedian that said, anybody that tells you they're funny is wrong. But, I am certain on that, So one thing I'm certain about is that sometimes I am ridiculous, and thank goodness I can laugh at myself. Like finally waking up at 53 and realizing it's actually kind of funny, Todd, that you got so upset about not winning the class president in the 5th grade. And why is that still taking up space in your thinking? Well, clearly it's there because there is something for me to heal from. Some new awareness that's going to serve me. And sometimes those experiences happen to each one of us, and sometimes it is a gentle nudge, sometimes it's a thunderclap. One of the most profound awakenings that happened for me is when I was standing at a podium and I got ready to pray at my father's funeral. And I started praying the way I pray, which is unity, which is affirmative, which is not to anyone out there. And in that moment of prayer, I heard that same voice that I tell y'all about sometimes. I heard not like this. Because the people that needed my prayer were in a different place in consciousness. And being in ministry, and we all have an opportunity to walk in ministry, when we live into that which we are called to do by that still small voice, that place in the Holy Spirit that's calling you forth to do things, right? You can be in ministry, and being in ministry is touching people where they are. And in that moment, I had to switch my prayer to Heavenly Father. Because sometimes, even in my belief in oneness, sometimes I too need a Heavenly Father to hold me, to comfort me in my grief, in my anguish, in my confusion. And that was true in that moment for the family I was ministering to. So I had to change in that moment, and that was like a thunderclap, an awareness, an awakening for me. And and it was a little confusing in the moment because I already thought that I had awakened and knew how to pray. But I know how to pray affirmatively so that I change. But sometimes when we are praying, we're praying so that others can change, and in order for other people to hear us, we have to make sure that we speak a language that they can understand. But sometimes the words don't matter because it means what you say from the heart. We hear the daily word every week in multiple languages, and it touches us in beautiful ways, and not all of us can understand all the languages that we use here. But it's touching us in this truth of who we are. I met a little boy this week named Julian. Julian's parents were some of the presenters at the conference. And Julian is 10 now, and when he was 7, he wrote a book and illustrated his book. And it's a fantastic book. And it's about this big, beautiful, happy, joyful sky that greets the clouds. "Good morning, cloud. Good morning, sky," said the chipper cloud. And then there's the sad cloud. "Good morning, cloud. Oh, it's not a very good morning. I'm a little bit afraid." And so the sky wants to hold on to the cloud that's afraid. When it holds on to it, the sky starts to become a little bit afraid, because do y'all know that vibrations affect everything else in this manifest world? And so it's holding on to the afraid cloud, and so the sky becomes gray and dark. A little bird comes by and says, "Hey, sky, the clouds are just passing, but you are. Let that cloud go." And the sky releases the cloud, and the cloud moves by. And it's an awareness of our emotions. You ever have those big emotions? And boy, do you want to hold on to them. I like getting angry and holding on to it. I'm sure y'all have never noticed that in my time here. We can hold on to stuff and get white knuckled holding on to it, gripping onto it, and then we begin to believe that we are the emotion, that we are the dark cloud, and the truth is that we must awaken to the truth that we are the sky. We are the sky. Now, if we look outside, one of these beautiful windows here in our sanctuary, if you are at home, look out the window and you want to see the sky, can you see the whole sky from where you are? No, we just get to see this little sliver, this little individualized piece of sky. You are an individualized expression of truth. That is your eachness. You are an eachness in the allness. An eachness in the allness. And we must awaken to the truth that the truth of who we are is we are spiritual. And we have this human experience, this physical manifest experience. This is from The Christ Consciousness, an essay that Charles Fillmore wrote. This comes from the archives. But now the clouds are clearing away from your world. The sun of righteousness is rising with healing in his beams. You are awakening to your powers and possibilities as a son of the Most High. When you realize that you are a child of life, a child of life, of consciousness, of God. And when I say God, I don't mean the personified old man in the sky that has a magic wand in one hand and a fly swatter in another. We mean God as principle. God is the unfolding of life in you, as you. And waking up to that is joyful, and it could possibly be terrifying at times to realize that everything I'm experiencing is in direct alignment with my thoughts in this desire to know myself as light, as love, as joy, to know that I am wholeness in consciousness. The potential is there. But do we all live from that? Sometimes. And sometimes we want to put a whole lot of belief into the aches and pains. I've been putting a lot of, I slept wrong. I was in somebody, in that hotel bed with a different pillow. And, I have to do this a lot right now. I can't, that hurts. It simply is. I can attach to that, and I'm going to hold on to it and hang on to it for a long time. But it also, it can tell me, okay, what am I afraid to look at? What when I look at it is going to create some pain that I need to move through? Because that's the path of life and of love, is to know that as we move through this, we get closer and closer to the truth of who we are. Eric Butterworth writes this in his book, In the Flow of Life, which we're going to be studying, and you're going to hear about it for 7 weeks, so you might as well come on and join my class. No matter what I may think I am the flowing forth of the one. So why would we think that we are anything less or other than the flowing forth of the one? We must awaken to the truth that there is an unlimited wellspring within us. of intelligence, of life, of wisdom, of love. All of this already exists in potential within us. And anything that any ideas, any thoughts, any beliefs that we are attaching to create illness in our experience. And I want to be clear that when I say illness, we automatically think of our physical being or even mental illness. But illness is anything that we hold as a possibility in that could be true that limits our experience of life. And so sometimes our illness could be financial. It could have to do with our physical body. It could have to do, it could be showing up in our relationships because an illness could be holding a belief about someone else that is not based in love. Y'all ever done that? I have too. Sometimes then I do my forgiveness work. And then I stand in that flow and the water moving, the unlimited wellspring is flowing through, and suddenly it all shifts, and suddenly I have a whole brand new stack of stuff to forgive. Thank goodness, or life could get boring. Because I also have an unlimited wellspring of forgiveness available. Until I finally awaken to this idea that there is oneness. And I simply live from that truth. And, I was excited to read, if I can find the right page of my notes, there it is. Do y'all know what string theory is? So, yeah, I see a few people looking, I know a few people looking like, what? I never really understood string theory. I was, I particle physics a little bit, maybe, because that's the wave or the particle. Thank you. But string theory, uh, string theory has this idea that there are nothing but like guitar strings, and as each one vibrates at a different rate, then everything in the manifest world shows up in our lives. But to believe in string theory, you also have to buy into this idea that there are other dimensions. And this beautiful thing I read inspired this idea that we would use a sphere, because we can see a sphere. You can look at that and know that that is a sphere, that it is a circle that exists in dimensions. But if we lived in a two-dimensional world and a sphere was moving through our world, then it would simply look like a circle that would be small and grow in size and then decrease in size, because we would not be able to see that additional dimension. And so there's a physicist, where's his name? Provoca. Dr. Provoca. He works at the University of Nevada, and he has suggested that human consciousness is linked to higher dimensions beyond what we can see and experience here in the manifest world. That every experience of creativity, that our consciousness transcends physical boundaries and taps into hidden dimensions. So just maybe the prayer that each one of us needs is that prayer that opens us up to another dimension, where even though in this manifest, when it looks like we're a bunch of individualized people, that we can know that we are truly one. There is only one power and one presence active in the universe and in my life. There is only one power and one presence active as the universe and as my life, as life. We must awaken to that truth and live from that place, knowing that withholding love from anyone is withholding love from the one. And it's withholding love from ourselves. And that's one of the things that our way shower told us to do. Love yourself, love your neighbor as you love God. Well, there's only one thing to love in consciousness. Now, there are some other physicists that are like, well, that's a bunch of hooey. But there are a bunch of other religious people that say, oh, those unitics, they're a little bit strange. Maybe so. But we love them to the best we can until that iceberg flips over again and we're like, whew. Because just like we can't hold on to the clouds, we can't hold on to the iceberg. We've got to allow the iceberg to be the iceberg and to allow it to flip and show us, what is it that I need to see now? What is it do I need to turn and see and be able to heal now? And am I willing to do that? So, one of my core values, most of you know this, is sustainability. And I know that about 20 years ago, I went to an UMAS retreat before I even uttered the words aloud that I was going to be a minister. And I got to hear John Shelby Spong speak, who was amazing and wonderful, written a bunch of incredible books. And I got to see him, and it helped me bridge the faith of my childhood to the awakening that was bubbling up inside of me. And so this organization is important to me. And then I reflected on my vows that I took when I completed my first round of seminary, and my vow that I would keep showing up. Because sometimes I have a pattern of going, oh, this is not for me. Because I don't want to look. And so this idea that I went to this week with of, I'm the president, they really want me, but do they? Because, I don't know if you've know this, sometimes people want somebody to do something, but they don't really want them to do it. Well, you asked the wrong guy. And so I'm called to keep showing up and to be the presence of love and to see what comes up for me and the organization that needs to be healed. So that's what I'm going to do. And as this unfolds, I want to invite you to do the same thing in your life. I want you to pay attention to what you're called to do in each moment. And one of the things that we've talked about occasionally is journaling or gratitude journaling. And I have a new entry I want you to consider making. I want you to pay attention to the synchronicities in your life. Journal about the synchronicities and how the vibration keeps unfolding in beautiful ways, and things just line up and show you how you are living in the flow and how that supports you in awakening to the truth of who you are. I am one with the one. I am one with the one. Say that with me. I am one with the one. And so it is. Thanks for letting me share today, friends.
Thank you for your important message, Rev Todd. As you were speaking, it made me remember a song that I wrote many, many years ago. For me, the challenge has always been, am I worthy? I think I don't look sometimes because I'm not sure. It's about faith. It's about not always being sure that we're going to be held, just like that cloud is. And so I would like to sing a song that reminds us that we are worthy of that love. We are worthy of the care. It's okay to turn our heads and look at what's under there. You took the time to carve my smile, to etch each line. You ran the mile. How good to know I'm worth this life. How good to know I'm worth this life. You took the time to carve this heart, a love so strong you led the part. How good to know I'm worth your love. How good to know I'm worth your love. Because you love so much and care so much, I can be strong. I dance with you along, stride by stride. I'm self-assured. I'm so much more. You took my mind and shined light through the mirror of myself is you. How good to know I'm worth your light. How good to know I'm worth your life. Because you love so much and care so much, I can be strong and dance with you along, stride by stride. I'm self-assured. I'm so much more. You took the time to carve this smile, to etch each line. You ran the mile. How good to know I'm worth this love. How good to know I'm worth